5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's going on there, YouTube land and also some social media lands? Welcome to an all new video. In this video, we're going to do a movie review of a new film that just came out this past weekend and is a 9th film in a great franchise that started back in 1979. So we're going to get right into that. Before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss this video and the other videos I put up. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, definitely check out my other social media platforms such as X, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, Instagram, Patreon. Pretty much post on these regularly, so definitely check them out. As always, people, let's get right into this. So welcome one and all to an all new video. So like I was saying before, we're going to be doing a movie review of a new film that just came out this past weekend, and is a 9th film in a great franchise that started back in 1979 called Alien Romulus. Yeah! Alien Romulus. Yeah. So Alien Romulus is the newest installment in the Alien franchise and is the 9th overall film in the Alien franchise, which I couldn't believe that this was the 9th film. I was like, holy crap, there's that many films? Because I always don't include AVP, Alien vs. Predator, both 1 and 2, because I don't feel those are traditional Alien films because the Predator is a part of it. But I guess they're actually considered a part of the franchise. So, you know, I didn't think of that and then realized, oh yeah, that's right, there is 9 films. So, I think it's funny that here we are, 2024, all the way up to the 9th film. It's been 45 years since the first film came out, and it's amazing that, 45 years later, this franchise is still going pretty damn strong. And I tell you what, with this entry, this franchise, I think, is going to get revitalized, because this new film just really reinvigorated the Alien franchise, I feel. I mean, it gave us the same feel as the original films. It gave us the suspense. It gave us great action. It gave us that real feel of those classic original Alien films. And I was really impressed with the film, simply the fact that it really did just kick butt. And it really was fantastically written. It was fantastically directed. It really felt like I was watching an Alien film again. And, the other films that they've come out with in the last few years, like Alien Covenant, Prometheus, all those films and stuff like that have been decent, I felt. And, a couple of them being directed by Ridley Scott, him being a part of it, I felt that, it was a really great idea to really go back and tell different stories and, evolve and add to the mythos of aliens and so forth. And I think it's been great. And it was great to just go back to that original, storyline and kind of envelope and add to that too as well, which has been really cool as well. And I have really enjoyed it. So Alien Romulus, like I said, just came out and is like I said, fantastic film. I really have enjoyed it. And it just was really fun to watch in theaters. It was amazing to see, because I think this is the first actual Alien film I actually saw in theaters. I didn't get to see any of the other ones in theaters, simply for the fact either I forgot about it or I just never got around to it. And this is actually the first one I made sure to go see in theaters. So I'm very psyched that I got to see this one finally in theaters and see this great film. So this film happens to be directed none other by a gentleman that goes by the name of Fede Alvarez. Yeah. Fede Alvarez. Yeah. So Fede Alvarez is a fantastic director. He's directed quite a few other films over the years. You might recognize him as the director of Don't Breathe. You might recognize him as the maker of several other films and so forth. And just is an all-around amazing director. And I've really enjoyed pretty much what he's brought to the screen. He always usually makes decent films. He does a good job of giving revitalization to, classics, and is just, I think, a really talented director. And it's no shock that when it comes to this Alien film, he really re-delivered, like I said, what we were looking for in Alien film. And I think that he really brought back that classic feel of the original Alien films, and just how they felt and how they were about mystery and about how they really, enveloped and increased and, made more effort to use the face huggers more and to really go back to that classic suit feel of an xenomorph and stuff like that. And I just really enjoyed everything they did with that, and I loved how it worked really well. And I think Fede did a great job of just bringing that to life, giving us a really great sequel and giving us a great new take and revitalization to this great franchise. Now, if you haven't seen anything else Fede has directed, definitely a great movie to check out that he did was a great remake of a classic 80s film called The Evil Dead. Yeah! Evil Dead. Yeah! So he did the remake in the 2013 of The Evil Dead. Of course, made it way more horror than comedy like the original was. And I think he did a really great job with it. I loved the take he took on it. I like where he pushed it, where he put it. I enjoyed everything that he brought to it, and I just thought he did a great job of giving us a really solid horror film. And the thing about it is I really liked how he took the original material and really, overindulged and really took it from its, comedy roots that really was, I feel what Sam Raimi was trying to do along with the horror element. He took the horror element and took the comedy portion out. And Fede did a great job of doing that and took those great elements of the horror portion of the original film and really evolved it and gave us this really great remake of a film. And I think that one of the best scenes in that film is where the one chick has to cut off her own arm, which was freaking awesome and just really worked well, and I thought was really amazing and different from the original film. It gave us that great horror vibe, and I just think he directed that so well, and they digitally did it so well. And just really showed how great of a director Fede is. If you haven't seen anything else Fede has directed, definitely check out the Evil Dead remake. He did a really phenomenal job. But overall, I really enjoyed what he did with Alien Romulus. I think he just made a great addition to this great franchise and really made a fantastic film. If you haven't seen anything Fede has done recently, go check out Alien Romulus in theaters now. He did an ultimate great job. So this movie has a really new cast. Nobody really from the previous films are a part of this except for one, which I'll mention later on. But other than that, the movie itself is played by a lot of young actors that are up-and-coming actors, a lot from the UK and so forth. But overall, a decent cast that I think really did a good job in the film. And, this cast, I think, is, a decent cast that I think really did good with their characters. They really developed them well. I think that they all played them very well, and I think overall they did a good job. So to start us off is none other than kind of one of the main characters themselves, a cyborg in the film, or a synthetic as they're called, goes by the name of David Johnson! Oh yeah, David Johnson! Woo! David Johnson! So David, who is a newcomer, and also this is the first film I've ever seen him in. He's pretty much basically well known over the UK. Done a lot of TV series over theirs and has done a few films over theirs. This is like one of his first US films, I believe. And he really impressed me throughout this film. I was really impressed with how he brought his character to life, Andy. And I think that he did a great job of evolving through the film. And I just enjoyed everything he brought to his character of Andy. And I thought he just was a really great addition to that cast and that he was a really great lead. I actually really enjoyed just what he did with the character, having to play a synthetic person. And I liked how he, played like he was messed up, because he was found in a trash heap by one of the main girl's fathers, and they, reprogrammed him, brought him back to, life basically. But then as the movie progresses, he ends up getting an upgrade at one point that causes him to be more fixed and all this kind of cool stuff. And I thought that David did a great job of emulating that and showing the progress and the evolution of the character. And I thought that was really done well by him. And I just thought he was a real fun character that I really enjoyed in the film. And I thought David just did a really great job. Now, unfortunately, I've not seen David in anything else, like I said, and I really have nothing to go on for anything else to see him in. But like I said, if you look him up, you will see that he's done a lot of British TV shows and some movies, and he's actually been on their Broadway and stuff like that, and has done a lot of stage plays as well. But from what I've seen and what I've read, he's got a really great career over in the UK that, you know, he's bringing over now to the US, and it's going to be interesting to see where he ends up. And I think he's got a lot of potential, and he was really awesome in this film. If you haven't seen David Johnson anything, definitely check out his IMDb. Check him out in Alien Romulus. He did a really fantastic job. So that brings me to the next person I'd like to talk about that was in this film. And that is none other than the gorgeous and beautiful Miss Isabella Merced. Oh yeah, Isabella Merced. Woo! Isabella Merced, yeah! Isabella Merced, I absolutely love her as an actress. She has been fantastic. She's gorgeous, and I just absolutely adore her because she's always enjoyable to watch. And any character I've seen her play, I've just fallen in love with because she's just so good at it. Even at a young age, and one of the first movies I ever saw her in, I could see there was a lot of great acting potential in her, and that she was going to evolve into a really great actress. And I've seen that over the years now, and I think that she's, you know, fantastic. I mean, from her Madam Web performance, which I really enjoyed, to a few other things she's done over the years, she is just a really great actress who I feel in the long run we're going to see a lot of great things from her in the next 20 years. Now, Isabel, you know, is fantastic, fun, and I really enjoyed her character in the film. I liked how her character, you know, kind of ran out through the whole entire film. She was, you know, very fun because she played a really great character that was, you know, she seemed really scared, she seemed really sweet. At the same time, she seemed like she was very innocent, and I enjoyed that, and I thought that Isabella did a great job with that. And given this kind of the, you know, the weakest link type of character in usually an alien film. And you know how throughout the films you have the screamers, you know, you feel like throughout the Alien franchises, a lot of people, they have like the certain actress that usually I feel is a screamer. Like that's one of their things. They write in their screenplay or something that, yeah, you're going to scream at this point, you're going to scream at this point. And she definitely was that character, and I really enjoyed what she brought to it, and I thought she did a really good job. And I just thought that Isabella was really good in the film and just was so much fun and a great addition to this cast. Now, if you haven't seen her in anything, definitely a great film to check her out in, and I think it's one of her, you know, one of her more earlier career roles, and I just really enjoyed her in the film, and I liked the character, and that is in the great film called Transformers: The Last Night. Yeah! Transformers: The Last Night. Yeah. So she plays like a street orphan in the film who kind of befriends Mark Wahlberg's character. And she is really fantastic in the film. It's one of the first films I ever saw her in. And I just really enjoyed her character. I loved how innocent she was. I loved her like demeanor. I thought she was really badass in the film. And I also thought that she was really evolved as a kid supposed to be of her age, and I thought that she did a good job of portraying that and giving us a really solid performance that throughout the film proved to be a really great asset for Mark Wahlberg and just was really fun. She had some really great fight sequences I loved, and I thought that her relationships with the Transformers was really fun too, and I enjoyed her camaraderie with them and how she brought that to life, and it was just a really great performance. If you haven't seen Isabella Merced in anything, definitely check her out in Transformers: The Last Night. She did a really superb job. And overall, I think she did a really amazing job in Alien Romulus and was a really great addition to this cast. If you haven't seen her recently, go check her out in Alien Romulus now. She was amazing and fantastic. So that brings me to the final person I'd like to talk about that was in this film. And that is none other than kind of the other main lead in the film, Miss Cailee Spaeny. Oh yeah, Cailee Spaeny. Woo, Cailee Spaeny. Yeah. So Cailee Spaeny is kind of an up-and-coming newer actress. She's been around for the last couple years or so, and has really built a name for her in her acting bravado. And I think that she's a decent actress who has potential, but overall, I don't think she is as good as she is hyped. And, I think that in this film, she does an okay job. She's not the greatest, but I feel that she was very good in, her role, and that she was added a good contrast to the rest of the cast in the film. And I thought that she did a decent job, like I said, and I enjoyed some of the moments that she had in the film. I liked her camaraderie with Andy. I liked her relationship with Isabella Merced's character. I liked her, thought process on trying to be kind of like the new Ellen Ripley. And I think that it's kind of funny how they kind of made her that Ellen Ripley character, especially because there's several scenes throughout this film where she definitely is supposed to be like that Ellen Ripley character, because there's a lot of similarities to things that happened in the first Alien that happened in this film, and even in Aliens and Alien Resurrection and so forth. So she definitely is supposed to be like the new Ellen Ripley. And I think it's funny how they have her playing that character, and she's nowhere as great as Sigourney Weaver is, but at the same time, I think that she did a decent job that was entertaining and definitely not bad to this film. Now, if you haven't seen Cailee Spaeny in anything, definitely one of the first films I remember seeing her in, and I actually thought she was decent in that, because I felt more natural in it, was the film from 2018 called Pacific Rim Uprising. Yeah! Pacific Rim Uprising. Yeah! She was fantastic in this as another, playing a street orphan type of character that has built her own Jaeger. And she was really decent in it. I enjoyed her character. I thought she was a great asset to the team. I thought that she did a good job of providing assistance for those that needed it. And I enjoyed just what she brought to it and how she delivered it. And I thought that she had decent acting chops at that time that, was proving to be going to be a decent actress. But I think after that, I really feel like her acting didn't get really any better. And it was a little too, I felt, people building her up to what she really isn't yet. And I think that, in time, I think she will become a decent actress more and more as time goes on. But overall, I think her performance in Alien Romulus was very similar to her performance in Pacific Rim Uprising. But still, a decent performance in Uprising that I really enjoyed. That was very entertaining and a great portion of that film. If you haven't seen Cailee Spaeny anything, definitely check out Pacific Uprising. She did a decent job. And overall, I think that her performance in Romulus was decent, entertaining, and was a great addition to the franchise and to the cast. And overall, I think that, her new Ellen Ripley is a decent version. Definitely something to check out, to see her further. Can't wait to see what else she does with this character, if she plays this character again. Overall, a decent characterization. If you haven't seen Cailee Spaeny anything recently, go check her out in Alien Romulus. She did an okay job. So what is Alien Romulus about? Basically, the premise of this film is this is supposed to be in between the films Alien and Aliens. And it's supposed to be about 40 years after the events of Alien. And basically these people that are living on this colony planet decide that they are sick and tired of being stuck there and want to make it to a planet that they feel they can be free on. And so they decide to see that there's this space station above their planet that is supposedly abandoned, where there's some cryo chambers that will allow them to be able to make it to that planet. So they decide to go up and basically, take those to be able to use them to get to the planet they want. And basically they end up, when they get there, they find more than they were bargaining for. And basically that's the film about them surviving this space station, which is called the Romulus. Great film, very well done, absolutely loved it. I think it's a great addition to the franchise. It was action-packed, the CGI, the puppetry, the costuming was all done so well. Like I said, it felt like watching the original Alien and Aliens. I thought they did such a great, superb job. Fede Alvarez did a great job. There's some great scenes throughout this film. The scene where she takes out all these aliens while the gravity is off in the Romulus is absolutely amazing. And, that scene was done really well. That gun was super cool that she was able to use. That was amazing. And there are just so many great scenes throughout this whole film that were just done so well. And I think great addition to the great Alien franchise. If you have not seen it yet, highly recommend go check it out in theaters now. Giant 10 Golden Moon box up. Can't wait to add this to collection. Really fun film. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend check it out. See it now. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for liking, also thank you for subscribing. If this is your first time here, or you have been before, don't forget to check out any older new videos you might not see mine yet. As always, huge shout out to my followers, new and old. Thank you so much for being a part of this channel and watching and subscribing. Please keep on trucking, please keep on doing, and you guys are rocking it. And as always, people, if you want to show support for the channel, want to help grow the channel, please check out my awesome Patreon page. We get all kinds of extra accoutrement you don't get here on my YouTube channel, such outtakes, bloopers, suggestions on what I do next, picks on what I do next, all that kind of cool stuff. So definitely check that out. As always, people, catch you next one.